Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for an episode of Concealer Fest. And today I'm going to check out from number 7, the Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Serum Concealer. Retails for $13.99 for 0.27 ounces of product. It is for dry skin, combo skin, oily skin. We have some skincare ingredients. They've got their peptide complex, their Matrixyl 3000 complex for anti-wrinkle and anti-aging skincare. It is described, if I can find it, we have 5 different shades. I've got this in the lightest shade, Fair. Product details. Why is Target's website so hard to find? Descriptions. I had it here in a second. Here we go. Yada, 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 yada. Highly pigmented, buildable formula, full all-day coverage, age-defying skincare. We talked about this. Flexible formula moves with the skin so it doesn't migrate into lines and wrinkles after application. Semi-matte color correction, wrinkle reduction, skin tone improvement. That's all the claims they are making. Now, I have to point one thing out here. So I was on number 7's website, and this comes in 5 shades. This is the lightest Fair. And why would you even pretend that you are attempting to address deeper skin tones? Can I get that without the glare? Like, look at that. Like, that's almost embarrassing. So this is not a product that is likely to work for anyone with deeper skin tones. But let's take a look at shade Fair swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's concealer from number 7, the Lift and Illuminate Serum Concealer in shade Fair. Second, I've got the Maybelline Age Rewind in Ivory. Third up is the Wet n Wild Incognito in shade Light Beige. Fourth is from Makeup Revolution, the, what is it called? Conceal and Define in C3. And last, I've got the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Vanilla. I've already got the Pacifica skin tint on the Kind tint, and we are going to use this as under eye concealer, and also I think I'm going to spot conceal some of my blemishes, little fringe that I got going on. Let's take a look at this wand. It's your small doe foot applicator there. Let's go in here and just get some concealer happening, shall we? The shade looks good for me, but if you are more fair than I am, this might not be light enough. I've been tending to go for skin tone match with my concealer the past year or so. I kind of got out of that trend of doing the brightening under eye because I just felt like it made me look older, you know? Pretty good coverage from one pass. I'm gonna go in with another dab right on that bad dark spot, the deepest trough. Now, be aware that when you're dealing with concealer, if you've got the indentation under your eyes, like I have a little bit of it, like a trough, like an actual physical trough, like an indentation, that is very likely going to catch light and cause a shadow. Shadow caused by light you are never going to conceal because it's going to show up on top of your concealer anyway. But so I've always got a little bit of that happening. But the darkness that's caused, in my case, by the blood that's pooling under my skin, that can be concealed. And that is why I use Bright and Tight, Science Serum Bright and Tight, so that the ingredients in there can help stop that pooling of blood and pull that away from that area. This has some nice coverage. I'm looking in my mirror here. Let me give you guys a straight on look. This is the side that has the concealer on right now. I'd say there is some definite fixing of the purple, and I get it pretty badly in this section of my why can't I find the word? That spot in the inner corner of my eye as well does not appear to be settling into my fine lines under my eyes, which is good because they said it wasn't. This brush, if you're curious, it's a LaRousse brush. It is their LR2, what is it, the Kabuki? 222, the Kabuki brush. I really like this one for concealer. I'm going to use my fingertip on the other side just to see if we have any difference in the coverage or the way that it blends out. Generally, when you are going in around your eyes, you are going to want to use your weak ring finger so that you are putting no excess pressure or unintentional extra pressure around your eye. That's just to help reduce the chance of introducing more wrinkles. You know, I always take my excess concealer and just take it over my eyelid because I'm going to end up having eye primer. It does feel like it's almost a powder finish when it sets down. It's got that semi-matte kind of a finish, so there's no dewy reflection that's going to emphasize any fine lines. I think the coverage is identical, brush or fingertip, so whichever you prefer. I don't have a clean sponge right now, which is why I'm not using a sponge. But I find that sponges for concealer just tend to take the product away, and so I usually use brush or fingertip. I'm going to do a little spot concealing just where I've got my extra purple and extra sunspot, and we will see how this works as a spot concealer. Oh, I should get some on my nostrils as well. My lovely blue blood vessel that likes to run through my face right here. It has started to become more visible by my eyebrow. Thanks, blue blood vessel. I mean, yeah, thanks. I'm glad you're bringing blood or whatever you're doing, but do you have to be so blue and so close to the surface of my skin? Is that really necessary? I don't know, maybe it is. Ooh, that coverage is pretty good. That covered up some sunspots right there. Let's make sure these nostrils are not screaming red. I might even put a little bit on my nose. It's a risk putting concealer on my nose because sometimes it goes haywire and sinks into all my pores, and then I'm an unhappy camper. But this is not sinking into my pores. Let's make sure we got it around the nose ring. I really like this. I wonder if this formula is similar to the foundation in this line, because I had pretty doggone good luck with that as well. I really like it. In fact, that was the foundation that I brought with me on my trip to Vegas recently. I'm pleased. Let's zoom in and get a look at this. I feel like this did a really nice job. It is not migrating into my under eye lines, which is nice. I do like the satin matte finish. It's not looking dry, but it's not looking shiny. It is looking really good on my nose, surprisingly good on my nose. I like the tone of this. Of course, that's going to be unique to every individual depending what your skin tone is, but that is a really nice bit of coverage for a really lightweight application, and it applied really well on the rest of my face too, so it's looking like it can be a good multitasker. I'm kind of digging this. Let's check what time it is. Late start today, but we will see how this goes. It is 5:14 p.m. I'm going to go put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. Back with the number 7 concealer. So far so good. It has not settled into any lines, no odd things happening. Everything blended on the rest of my face where I spot concealed just fine, no issues. Really liking the finish on this one. That's the finish and the coverage are really nice so far. This look, if you would like to see the rest of how I got this face, it's a pretty simple look, but I was testing out some new stuff I picked up at the drugstore, and you can check back to the previous video where a few videos ago, 1 or 2 videos ago, where I was doing my get ready with me, catching up with you guys and telling you where I've been and what's been going on. So you can see how I got the look on this face. But I'm gonna go about my day. Let's go see how this wears, and I will come back tonight and we'll check it out. 11:43 p.m. That puts us somewhere around the 5-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the number 7 Lift and Illuminate Serum Concealer, yep, is that what it's called? Yes, held up. I think it held up really well. The coverage is still there. The finish is the same as it was when we started, which is awesome because I really liked it to begin with. The only issue I'm having is that it did sort of freeze a few of my deeper lines under my eyes into place so that they're visible instead of doing that sort of spandex smoothing them out kind of a thing that my favorite concealers tend to do. But overall, I really like how it stayed put. I also think it was fantastic as spot concealing in terms of holding up, you know, under blush bronzer with my sunspots here and my blemishes that are still pretty well concealed half a day later. I think I like it. Let's zoom in and get a good look at what I'm seeing here. So, like I said, under my eyes, it froze some of those deeper lines into place. And the issue with that, it's just that tends to happen more in matte finishes on me than it does in dewy finishes. So that might just be an issue with this particular finish, that those lines stay visible instead of being smoothed out. However, the coverage stayed in place. Nothing moved around, nothing settled into any lines. It really did stay put like they said it would, which I love that. I cannot stand when concealer migrates into my lines because that is just not a cute look. I really like how it looks as spot concealer as well. I think this definitely is going to have a place in my rotation. If I had to give a grade to the number 7 Lift Illuminate Concealer, I'm going to go A- because really, that's my only issue. It's not doing the full-on spandex smoothing thing, but the coverage is great. It's really comfortable. I don't think it dried out my under eyes at all. Everything feels comfortable and hydrated. I almost forgot to come back and check in. So that's always a good sign in terms of comfort level. We're going to go A- on this one. I like it. I'm going to wear it. There you have it. Another episode of Concealer Fest is in the books if you like concealer reviews. If you want to see more of them, give me a thumbs up down below. Let me know in the comments which ones would you like to see me review. I will get videos made, get them in my grubby paws whenever I can. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.